Undercover lonely billionaire orders steak waiter, single dad, slips her a note that stops her cold. The first thing she noticed wasn't the menu. It was the way the waiter's hands trembled as he set down her steak. Not the jittery kind that comes from fear, but the tired kind. The kind that belongs to someone who's been carrying too much for too long and refuses to put it down. She was sitting alone in a small roadside steakhouse off a quiet highway, the kind of place people passed without noticing. Perfect for disappearing, perfect for pretending to be ordinary. That was the point to the world. She was one of the wealthiest women alive. A tech billionaire whose face appeared on magazine covers, whose name moved markets. But tonight, she was just another woman in a gray coat, ordering a media, rare ribeye and a glass of water, no entourage, no assistants, no expectations, and if she was being honest with herself, no one waiting for her at home. Loneliness doesn't disappear when money arrives. Sometimes it gets louder. The waiter gave a polite smile. Steak will be right up, ma'am. His name tag read Evan. She nodded, distracted, staring at the condensation sliding down her glass. She told herself this dinner didn't matter, that none of it did. She'd done this 100 times. Duck into normal places, blend in, feel human again. But when Evan returned, something changed. He placed the plate carefully in front of her. Perfectly cooked. No rush, no show, just care. Then, almost without looking at her, he slipped something under the edge of the plate. A folded napkin. He straightened up, gave the same polite smile, and walked away. She frowned. For a split second, irritation flared. Was this a joke? A note? A number? Even undercover? She was used to attention finding her eventually. She unfolded the napkin, and the room seemed to fall silent. You look like someone who forgot what it feels like to be seen. So I hope tonight someone does. Her breath caught. She stared at the words, written in uneven ink, as if they'd been scribbled between orders. There was no flirtation, no request, no hint of who she was, just recognition. Something inside her tightened, something she hadn't felt in years. She looked up. Evan was at another table, helping an elderly couple cut their steak, laughing softly at something the woman said. He moved with patience, not the fake kind servers learn for tips, but the real kind. Like time was something he chose to give. When he passed again, she finally spoke. "Excuse me." He stopped, a little nervous. "Is everything okay with the food?" "Yes," she said. "It's perfect." A pause, then quieter. "Why did you write that?" His shoulders stiffened. "I'm sorry if it crossed a line. I shouldn't have." "No," she said quickly. "It didn't. I just want to understand." He hesitated, glancing toward the kitchen, then back at her. "I didn't mean anything by it. I just notice people. It's part of the job." She studied him. "You're good at it." He smiled, but it didn't quite reach his eyes. "I had practice." "How so?" He shrugged. "I'm a single dad, 2 kids. You learn to notice when someone's hurting even when they don't say it, especially then." Something shifted in her chest. "Are they?" She started. "At home, neighbors watching them, late shift tonight." He gestured to the dining room. "Rent doesn't wait." She nodded slowly. She knew the numbers of rent increases by city. The data, the charts, but hearing it like this, plain and human, felt different. She folded the napkin carefully and slid it into her coat pocket, like something fragile. "Thank you," she said, "for the note." He nodded, already stepping back into motion. "I hope you enjoy your meal." She finished the steak but barely tasted it. When the check came, she paid in cash, left a generous tip, but not outrageous. She didn't want to draw attention. As she stood to leave, she paused at the counter. "Evan," she said. "Yes, ma'am." She handed him the napkin. "Keep noticing people. It matters more than you think." He looked at it, then at her. "I will." Outside, the night air was cool. She sat in her car for a long moment, hands on the wheel, heart heavier and lighter than it had been in years. The next morning, Evan came home exhausted. His kids ran to him anyway, like they always did. He made pancakes, packed lunches, didn't mention the long shift or the strange woman or the note that still lingered in his mind. 2 days later, the owner of the steakhouse called him into the office. "We got an email," the owner said, confused, "from some foundation. They want to invest in the place, renovate the kitchen, offer health care to full-time staff." Evan blinked. "Why?" The owner slid a printed page across the desk. At the bottom was a signature he didn't recognize, but the logo above it made his knees weak. The woman from the booth. and attached to the letter was a simple line, "Because kindness still matters, and so do the people who practice it quietly." Evan sat down slowly. That night, when he tucked his kids into bed, his daughter asked, "Daddy, why are you smiling?" He brushed her hair back. "Because sometimes," he said, "you do something small, and the world answers bigger than you expect." Across the city, in a high-rise office filled with glass and silence, a billionaire closed her laptop and looked out at the lights below. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel invisible. All because one tired single dad chose to see her. And that's the quiet truth we forget too often. That compassion doesn't need an audience, kindness doesn't need permission, and the smallest note, written from the heart, can stop someone cold and change everything.